One of the number one questions that I get, number one, is how far away should you run your downspout? People always ask this question. Well, I want to show you something. These little extensions were on this home, and look what the water did. This was the water. The water did this. Make no mistake about it. This was brought on by the soil being loaded right at the house. There's no slope to speak of. Turf grass, it's so hard for water to find its way out of turf grass. You need at least 3% slope at the surface, and that's rare. We know that. So this is super flat. So we put slope on the bottom of the trench because there's no slope up here. This is a tabletop. This is what we refer to as a tabletop. It's just flat. Not necessarily negative slope, but there's no slope. So we created our slope in the bottom of the trench. Finally, right here it breaks. So when people say, how far do I need to take my roof runoff system? How far do I need to take my underground buried downspout system? It varies as far as it needs to go to find a drop in the grade. Now let me explain. Right here where it discharges the water, this has to be lower than the rest of the line if you want that line to empty completely and you do not want that line to hold water. In the north, where we freeze up, if a line is holding water, the grass is going to keep it insulated. During a really hard cold stretch, just one day of sun is not going to thaw that out like it will your rooftop. While you have snow and ice melting off the roof, if you have a underground buried downspout line that's holding water because it wasn't built to empty completely, it's not going to be ready during the thaw. And this is going to be a problem. What ends up happening is the gutter trough fills with water, it gets extremely heavy, and it pulls away from the house. This is what gives gutters an unsightly look. They get wavy. You can see that they're pulled away from the fascia board that they're nailed and or screwed to. Always have some slope away from the home, and take your line out until you finally break and you can discharge the line at a lower point than the rest of the line. Here, for example, we're probably looking at 30 to 35 feet. Normally, it doesn't take this long of a run to get the drop and the break that we need, but in this case, that's exactly what it took.